Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Sports. This is a crossover episode between the West Stand and Villa because Arsenal and Aston Villa they played each other this week, and the Arsenal won 4-2. I want to start off a little bit. We started out hot on Aston Villa. So, Aaron, our Aston Villa host, what did you think of the beginning of that game?
Well, obviously I felt very good because this is exactly what you wanted as a underdog team, is to come out, be able to score quick and set the tempo. Ali did a very good job. You know, he took a cross that maybe sent him a little wide, but he finished it really well. He's got 4 goals in 4 games right now, so he's really feeling himself. And this is the kind of guy you'd want, putting in back in that for Villa here.
Yeah, so at one point it was 2-1. Rhett, what did you think of the beginning of this match? Arsenal obviously going down 2-1, going down 1-0 to start it off. What were you feeling at the beginning of this?
I mean, title chances were slipping away. And Watkins had a wonderful finish. And I'm not trying to take anything away from that, but he, after that cross did send him wide, he should never have been allowed to be able to make that finish. And our defense allowed that to happen. There's no other way to put it. It wasn't a perfectly executed cross, and you look at it and go, oh, man, that's just the way life happens. Sometimes they beat you. He deserves – the finish was great, but the buildup, we can't get caught like that. And they know it, but that happened, and it was 1-0, and it was, oh, God, you can't do that. And then Saka has this wonderful one-timer. Tyron Mings was this beautiful assist. Thank you very much. Not really his fault. I mean, when it happened, and I know Aaron's heard this too, I heard Will Bevins in my head just scream, never to the middle. And Saka was standing right there and just one-timed it, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Coutinho goal.
That was something special.
That pissed me off even more. But for me, that was still that Ben White just, I don't know what happened. He hasn't been turned like that all year. But to have that ball come in behind you like him on the fullback, you can't do that. You cannot be in that position.
I think it was
everyone gets after Xhaka because it went under Xhaka's feet, but it was a beautiful dummy. Who did the dummy?
Buendia.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dummy by Buendia. I have no idea if it was planned. I think it was planned. I think it was so tactically executed. I think they're like, guys, if we're ever in this position, this is the play we run.
Let it run to the 18. Yeah.
There's no way Coutinho was yelling, let. And Buendia.
No, because then, you think whoever, Xhaka would have been able to.
Xhaka's smart enough to know.
Close his feet, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. There's no communication. I think it was a set play. It was beautifully worked.
Yeah.
But Ben White can't get turned like that. And at that point, it's 2-1 at the half, and you're like, you know what? This season, I probably should have been like, no, Arsenal's going to get back into it. But the history I have, you know what it's like with the Dolphins. You're just like, here we go again, baby. Hopes and dreams dashed. Let's do it.
Well, take me through the goal in the 61st minute to tie it up here.
Oh, that was another worked play. And you know it was because I didn't know, what was he even doing there? And it was off a corner, and I've been saying this for a while, and I love it. We're taking short corners now. We're having design set pieces off corners that are more than just lob it into the box and hope your guy's bigger than the other guy. And it went out to the 18 again, and Zinchenko just loops around on it. Everyone's slow to come out, which was a little bit odd to me. I think they were thinking that we were going to try to pull everyone out and then have Odegaard dump a ball in quickly. I don't know if maybe I'm trying to make sense of what Villa did, or if maybe Villa was just slow to come out.
They were sleeping.
Yeah,
and
that's what you feel.
Zinchenko was able to take a beautiful shot, and he slots it in the side for his first Arsenal goal. Cannot believe it's his first. That was wonderful. And at that moment, you're like, all right, this is it. We got it, guys. We're back. This is Arsenal. And then that Odegaard miss happened. And I went, oh, never mind.
How are you feeling in this moment watching Arsenal come tie it back up, Aaron?
So in the first half, I was like, okay, we're playing great. Now let's keep playing great. And then the second half happened, and we had this, and we just the entire team just turned off. The entire team. They played the short corner real quick, and they found Zinchenko, like Rhett said. Nobody approached him. He was, I would say, 8-10 yards uncovered, and he buried it. And this happened in the FA Cup against Stevenage. They got caught out napping, and the guy buried it a short corner off of the work play. Caught everybody napping again. So this has been a running theme for Villa right now, that you're able to catch them napping, setting themselves up for corners. And it's happened
kind of
times.
It's a running theme for a Unai Emery team. Because when Arsenal had Unai, it happened all the time.
There's also been another concerning thing that's caught my eye is I don't think Emmy's the right goalkeeper for this particular Unai setup. He likes playing out the back, and Emmy he's not well with his feet. He doesn't swing it out to the wide backs as well as he should, and he's not able to break that press. So anyway, I felt terrible because then I was like, all right, cool. Now we could maybe salvage a draw. And then the rest of the half happened.
Yeah, in the rest of the half, I mean, a couple points to add on. Emmy won us an FA Cup, and his goalkeeping really did win Arsenal that FA Cup. And Emmy's a World Cup winner. He just won the World Cup. But Arsenal let Emmy walk for exactly the reason Aaron just said he doesn't know if he fits this team. He does not play out the back well. And that is becoming a critical thing for a goalie to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone went, well, why did we let Emmy walk? Why did we go get Ramsdale? Ramsdale has the ability to play out the back, and Emmy doesn't. And it is that simple. And I don't know if Emmy's not the right goalkeeper for Villa right now. That's for Aaron to decide. But it is definitely highlighted right now because you have Arsenal that beat Villa, and one of the big reasons is because of the way the goalkeepers played.
And we've been scored against multiple times this season from the back, from a goalkeeper, by a goalkeeper mistake. It happened last week, I want to say. Emmy shorted Kamara. And Emmy shorted Luis. He shorts his outfield players.
This was one of those games where it was two teams that have been on the up that both weren't playing very well, and teams that were taking advantage of mistakes. That first goal that we talked about, that Ollie goal, Zinchenko just gave the ball away in the midfield, and our defense was just flat-footed. Zinchenko has not done that all season, but he just gave the ball away. It was weird mistakes that kept happening. And then it was even that Odegaard. Yes, the Arsenal got their leading goal off of an Emi Martinez freak own goal. You can't give Jorginho the goal because it would not have been going into the net. But to give it an own goal on Emi is like the cruelest thing in the world. He was diving to try to save it, and it pings off the back of his head. Like, what are you supposed to do?
It was disgusting to watch.
Odegaard makes that goal 99 out of 100 times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he just absolutely put it to the roof.
When that
it went wide, right?
Well, yeah, and it would have gone down as an Emmy Howler. So I guess the soccer gods fixed it because he shorted his right back, I think, or maybe whoever it was. But anyway, Eddie wins the ball back in alone in the box and dumps it off to Odegaard, who from the penalty spot essentially puts it wide.
Oh, no, I think Ezzy got caught.
Harper could have scored that goal.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with and I love Odegaard, and I'm not trying to
correspondent Harper, as you all know.
Yeah. He just I don't know what the heck happened. So it was almost like when that goal went in off Emmy's head, it's like, okay, that's like some cosmic justice, I guess, because that goal, that should have been a goal. It just wasn't. And then it goes off Emi Martinez's head because, like we love to say, once a gooner, always a gooner. It's just
grown. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron likes to say that, but
No.
yeah. So
I do have a question for you that we didn't have a chance to talk about, Aaron.
Sure.
please.
62nd minute, you take off Coutinho.
Yeah.
67th, you take off Buendia and Luis.
Yep.
78th, you take off Watkins and Moreno.
Yep.
It's like
Moreno.
You used to do it to us. Why are you taking off the better players?
Well, I don't have a problem with him taking off Coutinho right at that moment. He hadn't been getting a lot of playing time, so he possibly wasn't quite match fit for a full 90. When Dia always gives 110% for 60, 70 minutes, so I'm not surprised about that. And Leon Bailey is a good, kind of like a direct good player. Send it over the top, he'll expand the defense. You take Luis out because you're expecting crosses to come in. You're looking for height with Dendonka, so I could see why that, or the breakup of plays. He's a good player who breaks up.
But Arsenal's not going to beat you with height. Saka,
No,
Martinelli, and Nicotea and Trossard have to be like the average shortest attacking three in the league.
You're stretching out. What they ended up doing is exactly what Tim Howard said to do at halftime. Stretch them out wide, throw it in. And, either that or ticky-tacky it into the box. And if you have Dendonka in there who breaks up plays better, then that's what you're kind of hoping for in that particular substitution. You take out Watkins because he always gives 110%. And he always, I don't know. You kind of want to see what Duran's got to. And
If
Duran,
you don't have,
I'll tell you what. No, stop. Duran hit a effing screamer off the crossbar too, and
he did.
I'm pretty sure Rhett almost pooped his pants when he watched that happen too.
That was the one that Ramsdale got his fingertips to.
Yes.
That was a real tight one, right? And he did almost everything he could to get it.
Yeah.
And that is true, but Ramsdale got his fingertips to it. And yes, I think the whole bar shit their pants.
Well, except for me.
It was a very great game. Neutrals must have loved this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
If you have a bunch of guys that can only take 60 and 70 minutes, and you got to work on your fitness.
I think Watkins could always have gone the distance. I don't think Coutinho could have. I don't think Bailey. Luis probably could have. And Moreno.
Coutinho, no, I understand that. But you can't have half your team only make it 60 to 70 minutes.
You got to look for something different, though. That's what I see in these particular.
It was 2-2. And playing well, I don't know how different you actually want it to be.
I think with Luka Dean, you're trying to still get that same mentality you are with Moreno and trying to stretch that field. And I've said this, I do not like Dean. He's a waste of money. He's one of our most expensive players at $120,000 a week. He needs to get gone. I want that off the books. But
you watch, and I understand that Arsenal does this, and Arsenal plays very well in the latter part of the second half. They've done it to many teams. But I also used to watch Unai Emery manage my team, and he has this pattern where a lot of times in the 16th, 70th minute, he takes people off, and you just get worse and worse and worse and worse. And at that point, from that point on, yes, Duran had that one really good shot on goal. But the expected goals of this match were 0.5 for Villa to 3.28 for Arsenal. And I guarantee you that 2 of the 3.28 of expected goals happened after the 60th minute or after the Zinchenko goal.
You mean like 90% of it is from Martinelli's? Because that's literally a 1.
Well, that can't be 90 of 3.28. And it was not literally a 1. It was a 0.99. Sir.
You're right. He didn't walk it in. I guess there was technically.
No, you can screw it up. That could have been Peter Crouch, and you know it.
Nerf it. Anyway.
No, seriously, it was a 0.99. But even if you take that away and it's a 2.28, the majority of that still happened after those subs were made.
Yeah.
And the only thing Arsenal did at that point was Tomiyasu, who is like for like, Fabio Vieira, who the only reason why he got a 7 is because he assisted Martinelli, and Gabriel Martinelli, who is, yes, he's speed and he's good and he's great. And I love the fact that in the 60th minute, you either get a fresh Trossard or a fresh Martinelli. I think that adds a wonderful dimension to Arsenal's game. But you shelled up and you stopped playing attacking, and I think that there's a lot to say that if you were able to keep pushing forward, that you might have gotten something else out of it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just don't.
Did you see Unai Emery's comments on Emi going forward?
Yeah, of course I did. I don't blame him for saying those things either, though. I mean, how many times does a goalkeeper score? We saw it once with Becker last year or the year before. And then can you name another time?
No.
There you go.
But
so
teams in the NHL play with an empty net? Okay. I understand it's different, but how many times do you see it was the ball fell perfectly to Fabio Vieira, and he slotted a perfect pass to Martinelli. Yes, it looks awful in the end because Martinelli's celebrating before he's even scored. And yes, he does get to walk it in, but it was very lucky that it ended up in that point anyway. I agree with you.
Poor corner then, and he shouldn't have brought. It shouldn't have brought up Emi, or he. No, I'm sorry. Emi shouldn't have come up. I'm not saying that was a Unai's thing because obviously he was very much against it. But if you as the goalkeeper are going to come up, then it better be off of McAfee's book, and it says we're taking a short corner, we're stretching it out, we're making it a different angle, and possibly using you. We're not taking the chance and giving up another goal. Yeah. Because, like he said, 3-2 looks okay, 4-2 does not.
You still get no points.
No shit, but as a 3-2 stat line instead of a 4-2, where I think 3-2 would have looked better, but it
doesn't matter what it looks. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
Sure, it does. We lost 3-2 against Arsenal instead of 4-2. We lost it.
What does that actually get you? I mean,
it makes the fan feel better. So fuck you.
No one cares about what the fan feels like.
Oh, of course not.
Hey, I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I've had plenty of moral victories in my time, and they do make you feel a little bit better. But yeah, so Aston Villa, we're doing great here, Aaron. They were looking hot. They were cruising up the rankings. A little bit of a skid. What do you want to see change going into this next match with Everton, who is 16th? So could be kind of a get right game, as they say. But yeah, what are your thoughts on where they stand right now?
I will say that we did have a very tough stretch of games here. The Leicester match, that one was a little bit mind-blowing. I do understand that was I think that was the game that actually Emi shorted another player. So we gave another goal away.
That was also 4-2.
So. I know. You don't need to remind me or any of them.
Would it have been better if it was 3-2?
No, because we didn't deserve to win 3-2 or lose 3-2.
Just saying.
Anyway, Madison actually was a really good involvement in that. But anyway, so we played a tough stretch of matches here. Giving up 11 goals in the 3-game stretch is not good. So clearly we need to work on the defense. It needs to be the focal point of trainings coming up in the next few weeks. And they need to get that right. It doesn't have to be shutouts. As much as I would like it to be shutouts, because then, you're going to get a point or a win. We can't give up 3-4 goals every game. We're not going to. We'll still probably stay up, but it certainly isn't. It's not going to feel good. So that's what we need to look for. We need to play better defense. We need to play 2 halves to a game and not a single half play well and then play dumpy the next half. So I'm looking for cohesion.
Makes sense.
To not force for the trees it from the outside looking in. Yeah, the Leicester was bad, but Suter own goal and all that crap. You just had to play City at the Etihad, and I don't care if it's home or away, Arsenal, who actually has like one of the best records away. That's a 1-2 punch no one wants. You're not going to be feeling good after those 2 matches. It doesn't matter. That's awful. Yes, you need to work on the defense.
Yeah.
Your best defensive player right now is Tyrone Mings, and that's an issue.
Oh God. And we signed him.
I don't think that Tyrone Mings needs to leave. He needs to not be your best defensive player. It was kind of like last year when our best defensive player was Big Gabby. I like Big Gabby. Big Gabby made some bad mistakes, and even recently he did, but he can't be the best one. Colin Chambers can't be your second choice center back. It's just not good enough for the Premier League. We know Ashley Young's got to go, but you know all that, right? I think you guys still have a decent shot at being in the top half of the table. I don't know that it's going to happen. A couple of weeks ago, I probably would have said, yeah, it's going to happen. I think the Everton match is going to play a lot. If you guys get diced, that could be really bad. Yep. I'm not saying that I'm expecting it, but I wasn't expecting Arsenal to get diced either. So, but apart from that, Crystal Palace at home, West Ham away, Bournemouth at home, Chelsea at the Bridge. Those are all wins.
Most likely.
No, but I could shit on Chelsea all day. I really could.
At that moment. It was
I really could.
Response. No, there's definitely. I think Crystal Palace will draw just because they've been drawing everybody. We should beat Everton. We play well at Goodison Park. West Ham.
No, you're playing at Goodison Park. Oh, so you're saying historically you play well?
Last few seasons we've been playing well.
Gotcha.
West Ham have been dumpy. Bournemouth have been dumpy. But my problem with those is, are we going to set our own standards, or are we going to play it down to their standards? That's another thing that has a problem with this team.
Yeah, but I think UI's gonna fix it.
I think he in the summertime will 100% be able to fix it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear we're probably going to stay up. You're going to stay up. There are too many worse teams. You're definitely staying up. You are not in a relegation battle.
Yeah, no.
You have to. You need to like. Let's just look at the table real quick. You have 28 points.
We're 3 points behind being in 10th.
Yeah, you're 3 points behind being in 10th, and I understand that the bottom of the table's tight. But West Ham has 20 and not going to win a lot. Leeds has 19 and is not going to win a lot. And Southampton has 18 and may have won their final Premier League match for a while. That's how bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
You need to not win ever again to even be in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you guys are too good for that. So no. Maybe the top half of the table isn't going to happen this year, but you're not in a relegation battle.
All right. Well, from relegation talk to the top of the table talk, Rhett, how are you feeling now? Obviously, first place still, 54 points. They're one less match played than Man City as well, who are next with 52 points. So that's big. How are you feeling right now? I know it's been there was like a loss, a draw, a loss. So coming off of that, getting a win,
loss the current bottom of the table. Draw that shouldn't have happened. Thank you, VAR. Another loss that maybe we talked about this a lot in Swinging at Shins. So go check us out over there.
Yes.
Go
up there.
Right now, I talked about Swinging at Shins, so I'm just going to reiterate. I'm pretty happy. And I can't believe I'm saying I'm pretty happy because in our last 5, we've won 1 and drawn 1 and lost 3. But the way we've responded, Brentford, we didn't play great, but we should have won it. If VAR did its job, we would have won it. City, we played well, especially for the first 60 minutes. We went down a horrible, horrific error goal and came back and had 1-1 at halftime. And then this Villa match, I think this Villa match was the perfect example of, yes, there's a world where City were able to do their job against Nottingham Forest, and we weren't able to come back against Villa. That's true. But we really should have won the Villa match from a expected goal standpoint. And this is the type of match where, there's a lot of reasons to say that we shouldn't have won the Villa match, and I agree with a lot of them. The Villa played very, very well. But teams that win leagues win matches like this Villa match. And Arsenal did it. And the Arsenal of last year would not have done this. So I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, looking ahead, don't love Leicester away now that Leicester's kind of on the up, but they got handled by United pretty well, so we should be all right with them. And then Everton at home, Bournemouth at home. That should be 4 straight wins right there. Should be. Knock on wood. Not saying will be. Should be. I mean, Fulham away is the hardest match that we have until Anfield on April 9th. I think we could go on another serious run again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling pretty good.
I would agree with that.
All right. So you guys host a podcast, Swinging at Shins, together. Obviously, I'm sure you talked a lot about this on the new episode that you just recorded before recording this, doing double duty today. I commend both of you for that. Anything else from that episode that you want to tee up, anything like that?
We talked about a lot. We talked a lot about Chelsea. I love talking about Chelsea. Chelsea's my second favorite topic after Arsenal being top of the league. We talked about we talked about so much where players can end up.
Your true false segment, always catch that.
Yes.
Yeah, our true false was good. I think we're gonna clip that again and also put it on this channel. But
yes,
definitely watch the whole podcast. We have a lot of thoughts on VAR.
Yeah.
Because VAR played a big. I mean, not just Arsenal, the Brighton thing, where they just pick the wrong player to draw the lines on. I can't
Jesus
believe
Christ.
that. Newcastle's beginning.
West Ham's handballs in the box.
Dude, I don't know what a handball is. I've been saying that for a while. I have no idea what a handball is. Completely gone. No idea. The worst, the West Ham one, I don't even think is. That maybe makes the top 3 of most egregious non-handball calls.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was
but maybe makes the top 3. That's how many worse handball calls there have been.
I looked at it twice and I was like, that's a handball. I don't know why that wasn't called. That was a handball.
Hey, rules, what are they there for?
A little bit of
I always complain about the NFL with their rules. Watch some XFL this weekend. Pretty decent rules. Like they have because they play their games not all at the same time. They have one guy who's like the command center, Dean Blandino. They cut to him. He walks through the play. He's saying what he's thinking, what he's seeing, and he gives the call to the ref. So it's not on the refs on the field. It's on this guy.
No, he gets to decide it.
He's like the ultimate.
That's what I've been saying. That's literally listen to Swinging at Shins. That was literally my point.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that was my major point.
Can kind of take that from the XFL, which, I haven't made a video or blog, but maybe I will later. Good first weekend for that league, I will say. So
that was literally my point.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to plug before we get on out of here?
Nope. I think we're good.
Yeah.
We could talk about a lot because we're in the middle of it right now, but I think we're good.
Sounds good. So you can follow the channel on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport or WG Everything, Instagram Wicked Everything, Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Everything. We have an Instagram for Wicked Good Sports. Search Wicked Good Sports. Swinging at Shins is on TikTok, and Wicked Good Sports is on TikTok. Also, Wicked Good Everything's there. I threw up an old Stranger Things video about what that show's based on to TikTok because I was like, why not? So if you're interested in that, check out the Wicked Everything TikTok. Guys, thank you so much for your time today. I know it was a little long, especially coming off of recording a whole nother podcast. So I do appreciate it.
We've been at this for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, but we love it.
2 15-minute shows turned into a 30-minute show. That math makes sense to me. So.
It did. But I had a lot of fun listening to you guys break it all down, and I hope everyone listening did as well. And we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.